we're gonna have to talk about Jermall Charlo versus Brendon Adams.
Yes.
Trill, what are your thoughts on that?
I was waiting for this. I'm glad you went to me first. I was like, he better not go to G. He better not go to G.
Let's go to G. I was trying to say my man G. First of all, I was trying to say G. You know what I'm saying?
Brendon Adams, shout outs to Brendon Adams. From California. He came out to Nip too. You know what I'm saying? I thought we were going to have another Ruiz movement. Didn't happen. Shout out to Brendon Adams. He was my favorite on the Contender Series with Andre Ward and all of them. He won the Contender Series. Shout outs to Brendon Adams. I love watching him on the show. I love his personality. Listen, as soon as I seen that he was fighting, I said it's going to be a tough fight. Me and my co-host Kaden here, we was like, I hope Charlo is not going to underestimate him because it's not going to be an easy fight. And it wasn't. You know what I'm saying? Charlo won every round, but it was a tough fight. You know what I'm saying? Brendon Adams didn't come in there to lose. He came in there to win. He came in there he gave his all. You know what I'm saying? He gave his all. It was a good fight. Charlo was just a bigger guy. He was the bigger, stronger guy. You know what I'm saying? I would love to see Brendon Adams campaign at 154, get a chance to fight at 154. I think he should be back on Showtime. Great sportsmanship. Hey, listen, I like the fight. To me, it was exciting just to see him in there with a top guy like Charlo. You know what I'm saying? It felt good to me. It felt good to me. You know what I mean? How you feel?
Well, let me just double check. Did you watch that fight, man?
Nah, I didn't even catch that fight, man. Come on, man.
I don't want to skip my man. I want to check and see.
Y'all just see me.
I got an opinion, even if I don't got an opinion.
I gave all that love to Brendon Adams. We threw you the alley. He's like, nah, we ain't even.
So
now I caught the highlights of last week's fight when Charlo knocked out
Jermall Charlo knocked out Cota. Yeah, this is a completely different fight. This is twin brother.
Twin brother. All right, yeah.
So let me just say this.
Tougher fighter.
Brendon Adams is a really good fighter. He's a solid fighter. He was once a top prospect, and then he fell on hard times, and he lost 2 fights, and then promoters dropped him. He went on the show Contender, and he revitalized his career. Freddie Roach was his trainer on Contender because Freddie Roach was one of the teams. Brother Nassim Richardson was another coach. So the 2 coaches were Freddie Roach and Brother Nassim Richardson. And Freddie Roach worked with Brendon Adams on a number of his fights on the Contender, and they built a relationship and a partnership, which Brendon Adams felt like he was getting better under the tutelage of Freddie Roach, so he decided to keep him as his trainer. So keep in mind, Brendon Adams had an elite trainer in Freddie Roach since the Contender Series, and he won the Contender Series, which is why Trill and I say it's not going to be an easy fight. He's fast, he has good reflexes, he's a good counterpuncher, he's short, but he knows how to use his height to his advantage, and he did all those things well against Jermall Charlo. It was one of the fights where 2 guys walked out winners, in my opinion. Jermall Charlo won against a skilled fighter. He had to dig in his bag of tricks. He had to hit an elusive guy. He had to avoid quick counters, and he did that. Jermall Charlo wasn't happy with his performance at the end of the fight. You can tell he was frustrated, but I love the way that he decided to go the classy route because I think that's what was merited.
Yeah,
and he said Brendon Adams was a good fighter. He came here with a good style because I thought he was going to say, oh, I hurt my hand or this. I would have been upset with that, but he gave Adams his props, and Adams deserved it. And Adams is a guy who's about to give up on boxing, who revitalized his career through Contender and just went 12 rounds. He never went 12 rounds in his entire career. Just went 12 rounds with Jermall Charlo. And oh yeah, he jumped up a weight class to take that fight. And when they tried to give him some you can take a moral victory, he said, I came here to win.
Yeah.
I came here to fight. I came here to win. I tried to win. And I think Brendon Adams is a problem for a lot of guys at 154. So we'll be on the lookout for him. It was a fight where I think both guys did a great job. I was happy to see it, and I was happy to see the sportsmanship at the end of the fight because they both
and
came out winners in my eyes.
Charlo was at his hometown. It was a hometown fight. Yeah. He was trying to take Brendon's head off. He was trying to get the knockout, and he couldn't. And at the end, he was like, man, I tried. And then he said something about, like, man, you didn't try. You was in there. You was smiling after every round. That's what Charlo said to him. So it was like, it was a lot of respect in there. Especially, I love seeing that between 2 young athletes.